Do you want a deck that can do this? You draw well, sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it be sometimes. Oh, he's just cool. Or a deck that can put up this much freaking damage.
But lo and behold, the freezer wasn't closed all the way.
What's going on, guys? My name is Susu from HeadtoHead Battles, and in today's episode, we're going to go over what I believe is the best going second deck in Master Duels. Now, don't let me tell you otherwise, because I'm Plat 1, and if you guys watch the Twitch VODs or head over to twitch.tv/HeadtoHead Battles, you can see me clapping cheeks in IRL. Like in real time, not IRL, it's in real time. Also, if you guys like content like this, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, hit that notification bell, and comment down below if you guys want me to release the 60 card goo. Well, the 60 card version of this deck, but you know, albeit it's a bit more expensive, but it helps you grind just a little bit better if you play more than one turn. All right, guys, so without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so we're here in the deck profile, and I kind of want to just point out real quick, the extra deck looks like a bunch of jank together, and that's because it is, right? In the extra deck, you only generally need these XCs or these rank 8 XCs monsters. These link monsters really don't ever matter, so you can replace all these link monsters with the cheapest craftable link monsters that you can find, right? Because you generally only need about, truth be told, only about 8 of these. So the rest are just fodder for Eater of Millions anyways. So keep that in mind as we kind of go through the deck profile. So the first card we're playing is Eater of Millions. This card says, it cannot be normaled or set. It must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 5 or more cards from your hand, field, or extra deck face down. It gains 100 attack and defense for each face down banished card. It can't be tributed nor used as fusion material, synchro material, or Xyz material. And here's the best part. Once per turn at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish that opponent's monster's face down. Okay, first of all, that's really, really good because generally speaking, if you are kind of beating into a combo piece that your opponent left on the board, they can never ever use that again. Like if you're playing against Synchro Ellic, you can just straight up banish the Despot or even the Ellic cards too, because like once they're banished face down, they can never get those Ellic cards back. So if you ever find yourself in a grind state against Ellic, Eater of Millions is oh so perfect. Okay, the next card we're playing is Max C. Now we are going second deck, and our only way of kind of drawing cards is, or rather seeing cards, is to draw them, right? As opposed to if your opponent is going first and comboing, they kind of search all their cards, but we need to draw our out. So Maxi is definitely, one, it's a turn stopper, and two, it definitely helps us gain the net advantage just in case we didn't open enough outs in our opening hand. Okay, so our boss monster, Grand Maju de Aiza. It's a level 3 fiend, and this card says, this card's attack and defense are each equal to the number of your banished cards times 400, okay? In this deck, we're also playing Pod Desire, so that's immediately 4,000 attack. And on top of that, we can Eater of Millions for technically 15, like our entire extra deck. And that's already like, what, like 10,000 attack, right? And the funniest part about this card is you can set it face down, and if your opponent beats into it, trying to just kind of clear your board, you can definitely win. And you just kind of ask them like, why are you hitting yourself? Get some help. Okay, so the next card on our list is Dimension Shifter. Now, this card might even be more insane than Maxi. Let's read this card together. It says, if you have no cards in your graveyard, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, and until the end of the next turn, any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. So your opponent playing strikers generally can't play because they need their spells engraved. Your Ellic players, if you chain this correctly, will hurt because they need their Sanguines and Conks engraved so they can banish it for effect. Any combo deck will just crumble under Dimension Shifter. But this card doesn't crumble you, right? It only kind of progresses your game state. And I believe this is one of the best hand traps to be ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! I highly recommend you craft these, even for other decks if you haven't already, okay? So, the one of Dino Wrestler Pankratops. This card is really good because going second, you can special summon it from your hand and it doesn't start a chain, which is really, really nice, right? And also has a quick effect where you can tribute one Dino Wrestler monster, which will most of the time be itself, and you can do that, and you can target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. So this is really nice because this allows you to play another card use that effect, and when your opponent chains an effect, you can chain this to that effect so that you generally have one chain above your opponent, which generally should lead to you winning out in that interaction, okay? We're playing 6 of the best going second cards in the entire game. Kaijus. Now, here's what Kaijus do. It says, you can special summon this card to your opponent's field in attack position by tributing one monster they control. Now, this doesn't start a chain or anything, okay? But it is a special summon. But what you have to understand is nothing can stop a Kaiju because tribute summoning is a gaming mechanic. It's not an effect. It's not anything else. It's strictly a gaming mechanic, and it is unstoppable. Let's say your opponent is playing Adignisters and they set up at arrival Adignister or whatever it's called. It's the ultimate towers in the game right now. You smack down a Kaiju and they can't even do anything, okay? We're not going to bother with the second effect for this video because it just doesn't matter. But generally, Kaiju, they're simply there to clear the problem boss monster. Now, the next Kaiju we're playing is Godarla, the Mystery Dust Kaiju, and it generally does the same thing. Again, the once per turn quick effect we generally don't even use because we don't have the Kaiju field spell, which is Kyoto Waterfront. That is a really funny card, but for this deck profile, we're definitely not using it, okay? Next, we're playing our Danger package. The Danger packages is really good in conjunction with the rest of the deck, and we'll kind of talk through that as we get through the deck. Now, Danger Bigfoot says you can reveal this card. Your opponent randomly chooses one card from your entire hand, then you discard that card, okay? If you discard Danger Bigfoot, you can actually pop a face-up card, and obviously if it doesn't get chosen, you can summon it and draw a card, which is really, really, really nice. Now, our next one is Danger Thunderbird. This one says, if it gets discarded, you can pop a face down card, okay? And if not, you'll summon and draw a card. Now, if you've noticed up to so far, all of our monsters are level 8, including our last one. This is by far the best card in your entire deck. And let's read why. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can banish 8 cards from the top of your deck face down, and that's cost. So even if they negate the summon, the banish still goes through, and that's all we care about, okay? Special summon this card. You can banish 3 cards from your extra deck face down, then target one face-up monster on the field, destroy it, and you can only use one of those 2 effects a turn, which is really, really good. So in your opponent's end phase, you can summon this from your hand, and then on the next turn, you can banish 3 to pop a card on the field, which is really, 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 really nice. Now, we're playing 1 Alpha, the Master of Beast. This card is really good, and I'm thinking about bumping it to 2, but I do like it at 1 because you don't want to see multiples. This card says it can't be normal or set. It must first be special summoned from your hand, while the total attack of all monsters your opponent controls is more than that of all monsters that you control. The effect is, you can target any number of Beast, Beast Warrior, and or Wing Beast monsters you control, return them to the hand, then return face-up monsters your opponent controls to the hand equal to the number of cards that you returned. This card is really, really good because you can Kaiju your opponent, summon Alpha, return Alpha to your hand, return your Kaiju to your hand, Kaiju your opponent again, summon Alpha again, and then summon Gizmek from your hand and OTK. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but you know what? Before I get too excited, you guys will see that kind of in the gameplay. Let's go back into the deck profile. Our draw cards, we're playing double trade-in. This card says, this card, 1 level 8 monster, draw 2 cards. Now, Dangers, upon discard, get their effects, which is really nice. And even if we discard Gizmek Orochi and draw 2, we can just chain Gizmek Orochi and summon the Orochi and just draw 2, so we don't really lose anything. Like, trade-in pitching Gizmek is like one of your best plays. It's simple, but it's effective. Draw 2 and get a huge body on board, and fuel your Grand Maju. Like, it's such an insane card. Alright, so the next card is Allure of Darkness. This card says, draw 2 cards, then banish 1 dark monster from your hand. If you do not have any in your hand, send your entire hand to the graveyard. So, most of our monsters are dark, other than our Kaijus and our Grand Maju and the Maxi. But generally, if you open multiple Shifters, Shifter just generally becomes Allure fodder because after your cards go to graveyard, Shifter is dead. But because Allure of Darkness is a card, you can always get value out of that Shifter, okay? So, if you're playing Kaijus, this card is better than Lightning Storm, and let's read why. Destroy as many monsters on the field as possible, then special summon in attack position 2 kaiju monsters with different names from your deck, 1 on each side. But they cannot change their battle positions and must attack if able. During your main phase, except to turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card in your graveyard and search a kaiju to your hand. Huge. The reason I say this card is better than Lightning Storm is unusable if you have cards already on the field, right? So generally, if I kaiju my opponent and I summon Alpha, and then I return the kaiju and the Alpha to hand, and then I kaiju Slumber because now they don't have a negate, I can do that. But with Lightning Storm, you generally can't do that because at any point, you're going to end up leaving a card on the field, which is really important. And that's the biggest kind of drawback to Lightning Storm, which, you know, you don't get with Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. You have 2 main ways to OTK in this deck. One is Grand Maju, obviously, and the other one is a rank 8 called Draglublion and Numeron Dragon. Now, we're going to get to that once we get to the extra deck, but this also progresses your game state. And notice how I say that often, because that's really important, right? You want to be able to progress your game state as fast as possible in one turn, okay? So the next card we're playing is Pot of Desires. This one says banish 10 cards from the top of your deck, face down, draw 2 cards. And you can only activate once per turn. So if you open multiples, it sucks, but it's okay because you can, if you don't beat your opponent that turn, you have another Pot of Desires, right? So in our deck, we don't care about banishing cards because that's like literally our game plan, right? And even if we banish all the modules, because we have 2 ways to OTK, even if we banish all the modules, as long as we can get 2 level 8s onto the board, we're winning that game regardless, okay? So the next card is Lightning Storm. We talked about this in a couple of our videos. The reason we're main decking Lightning Storm is there are so many Elec players in Plat that it just doesn't make sense not to play Lightning Storm. You could play evenly matched, but then that defeats the purpose of this deck because you absolutely need your battle phase. So starting the turn with a Lightning Storm against an Elec player is oh so beautiful. All right, so let's go to our last and final card in the main deck. Now, this is a meme. For all you Duel Links players out there, this is a Duel Links staple. And unironically, this card is really good. Let's read why. It's a quick play spell effect. It says target 1 face-up monster that you control. It gains attack equal to its current defense until the end of this turn. And other monsters you control cannot attack during the turn you activate this card. Now, a lot of people, when you summon Grand Maju and you don't have lethal, they'll let the attack through. And 10 times out of 10, they have no cards that can negate activations in the damage step. Now, this is a whole other video, but for all you TCG players out there, you know this. If they do not, or rather, if they do let the attack go through, because this card, it gains attack and defense equal to the number of banished cards. So let's say I have 4,000 and my opponent doesn't do anything, right? And I go into battle phase, he doesn't have any monsters on the board, right? If I activate this card, Concentrating Current, it'll boost the Maju to 8,000. Now, here's the thought process with this. A lot of players, when they don't see lethal on the board, they'll generally let the attack go through because, again, life points are a resource. You really don't care about losing them. So a lot of players will let it go through. And in damage step, when your opponent cannot respond, you activate Current and you just win the game. It's literally that easy. So let's move on to the extra deck. Okay, so we're going to go out of order for the extra deck, but there's a reason why. So let's go over this first one. Lancelot, Dark Knight of the Underworld, number 23. You need 2 level 8 monsters, and that's great because that's all we pretty much play. This card can attack your opponent directly while it has Xyz material. When this card inflicts damage to your opponent, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Insane, right? Because you do directly for 2,000 and you pop a monster. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a spell, trap card, or another monster's effect is activated, detach 1 material, negate the activation. Now, this card is insane, but the downside is this effect is mandatory. So if you forget that you have Lancelot on the field and you activate a card, you'll end up negating your own card. But this card is really good because you can overlay it after the attack with number 84 Pain Gainer. This card says you need 2 level 11 monsters, or you can also Xyz summon this card by using a rank 8, 9, or 10 Xyz monster you control with 2 or more materials as the Xyz material. So this is generally kind of our mid step into this card, which is Zeus. 2 level 12 materials, or once per turn, if an Xyz monster battled this turn, you can also Xyz summon this card by using 1 Xyz monster that you control, okay? So what does that mean? I overlay, let's say, a Gizmek and a Danger Thunderbird into Lancelot. I attack, I pop a card. I overlay it with Pain Gainer, and then I overlay it for Zeus, which gives us a 4 material Zeus, which is huge, right? And you can also do this combo with Dingirsu, because this card says it needs 2 level 8 monsters. You can only special summon Dingirsu once per turn, and when you summon this card, let's not even read everything else. When you summon this card, you can activate one of these effects. Send 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard, non-targeting, and attach one of your banished machine monsters to this card as material. Now, this card says, if a card or cards you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach 1 material from this card instead. And it doesn't activate, it doesn't start a chain, which is really good, because if your opponent lightning storms you, you can just detach from Dingirsu and just look at your opponent and be like, okay, what you got next? All right. But this card also is really, really good because you can overlay it with Pain Gainer and then overlay it with Zeus to give you a 4 material Zeus. Okay. Now, kind of the bread and butter, or the second bread and butter of this deck, Draglublion. This card is really, really, really important for this deck. So this card says 2 level 8 monsters. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, which is already really good. You can detach 1 material from this card, take 2 dragon number monsters with different names from your extra deck and or graveyard except itself, special summon one of them and attach the other to it as material. Okay, let's think about this. What are we summoning, right? We're summoning number 100, the Numeron Dragon. This card says, once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card. This card gains attack equal to the combined ranks of all Xyzs currently on the field times 1,000 until the end of your opponent's turn. So that means automatically when you summon this card comes with 9,000 attack after you activate the effect. And the card that we're going to be attaching to it is number 46, Dragluon. It doesn't matter. It could just be any numbered dragon monster, but we just chose this one because it was cheap and it does what it needs to do, right? Kind of one of our grindy cards, or a card that will keep us alive, is number 68, Xenophon. This card gains 100 attack and defense for each monster in the graveyard, so both graveyards. So if your opponent's playing a combo deck, this will be 1 beefy boy. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects, and also neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard, which is huge, right? Because generally you'll have about 4,000 defense on this thing, and it can't be destroyed by card effects, and most people aren't, you know, hitting into it by battle either. So next turn you can attack, overlay for Zeus, and clear the board that way as well. Okay. So the next card that we're playing, and generally the rest of the extra deck, again, just simply does not matter, but this one's kind of cool. So this one says Hermetic Sky Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis, is 2 level 8 monsters once per turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card on your field, your graveyard, and or your banished card's quick effect, detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Okay, so that card is really good, I'm telling you. It definitely has saved my Petishkas in more ways than one. Okay, so like I said, the rest of the extra deck simply doesn't matter. You can craft whatever cheap Link monster or whatever cheap Xyz monster that you may think could work in here as well, but generally that's the entirety of the deck. Now, if you guys want to see the 60 card goo, which, and I'm telling you, it's very gooey, let me know in the comment section down below, and let me know by liking this video and telling people about this deck. I feel like this deck is extremely underrated and definitely needs some more spotlight, and I'm doing my due diligence to give it that spotlight. Like I said, if you stay past this part of the video, I'll have the gameplay footage up for you. And if you guys want to see, you know, that footage live, and you guys want to be there and interact with me, go to twitch.tv/HeadtoHead hit that follow button. And if you guys make it to the end of the video, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking this video. All right, guys. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you the gameplay. But this is it for me. This is Susu from HeadtoHead Battles, signing out. That pot of average, like, because it was such an unknown variable to me, he was just always one step ahead of me. Like, yeah. Nothing I can do about that. Emergency call. Emergency call. Okay. All right, let's see if this hero player is good. I feel like you can't make it to plat with heroes unless you nice. All right, first of all you hero best deck people, stop copiuming so bad. Okay, stop copiuming so hard. Yes, can we agree not to copium so hard? Thank you very much. And Geota. No, PD. So there's a channel viewer. His name is PDS. His hero plays are like wild. I mean, like everyone knows it, but like the way he executes around cards is so nice. It's a breath of fresh. It's like honestly a breath of fresh air watching him play heroes. He's like one of the few that are like actually good at heroes instead of like regurgitating combo lines. Because most people just straight up regurgitate combo lines, so sometimes it do be like that, you know, man? You know, man, it do sometimes be like that, man. All right, so okay, cross. This is gonna be a long combo. He's going full combo. He said, fuck Nibiru, it does not exist. Who would win, Dark Law Plasma or one Interrupted Squad? You already know. I'm about to slumber him for his life savings. Like literally, I'm about to empty out his bank account. This has to target a hero, right? Okay, it has to target a hero. Okay. What do you make here? Huh? Oh my god, this is an ad too. It's an ad. That's spike. Burcinatrix. He just showed me mommy. This man just showed me mommy. Wait. He not about to make Avian, right? He not about to do that. Right? There's like no way. There's like no way, right? Okay, Wonder Driver to recycle back the Poly. I like it. Okay, okay. He's actually making it. Yeah. Guten Tag. Okay. All right, let's see what he does. So he'll go, yep. This is by far the longest hero combo I've ever sat through in my entire life. This combo long AF. Okay. It's not that it's long, it's just slow animations. True. If you had Maxi, you would have like 20. I know. And it sucks that we didn't draw, yo. So then Wonder Driver, yep, adds you back to Poly. Who was messaging me? If I draw Maxi, I'm gonna be really sad. This fusion he's summoning is like not even in the gate either. He actually summoned Flame Wingman, yo. Holy fuck. This dude actually just summoned Flame Wingman. This is the first time I've ever seen Flame Wingman summoned. No cap. Okay. Now, do you have the Ash? Do I just desires first because I just simply don't give a fuck, or do I slumber first? I feel like Slumber is the card that I just want to. Nah. We do this first. We do this first. Okay. We actually banished all our kaijus. I can't be that unlucky. Like, seriously. I cannot be that unlucky, right? Right? There's like no way. Like, how? How? 1, 2, 3, 4 kaijus just gone. Like, bro. Watch it discard my current. Watch me discard the current. You're kidding. All right, super polymy. Fucking super polymy, bro. Oh, he don't got it. We'll make Dingirsu. Ooh, I got the heebie-jeebies. We'll make Dingirsu just to give ourselves some protection. And we'll send that back row. I'm like only worried about that back row right now. I'm only worried about the back row. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was droplet. So hook up my mod. It doesn't matter. I still OTK through this. Oh no, wait. It cuts my defense to 0-2. Wow, we lost to fucking Slumber, yo. Fucking Slumber. Yo, that's so fucking unfortunate, yo. Like, no cap. The level of unfortunateness there is it's wild. I was so worried about droplets, I forgot about fucking... Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was so flabbergasted by the droplets, I completely forgot about the fucking honest. I'll be honest with you. I completely forgot. Do I get a turn, yo? Do I get a turn? One Maju wins me the game, right? All right, one singular Maju wins me this game. You just buy this. You simply just buy this. You know what I should have done? I should have chained current to droplet to boost my Maju first, and then it would have just cut it back down to its original 7,000. Come on, Susu, think. Why you not thinking, King? Gosh, damn, I'm having an inner monologue. This dude got 6 eyeballs. I never realized he had 6 eyeballs. All right, motherfucker, attack into me. Yeah, now once per turn, baby. All right, attack into me, bro. You got game. You got game, right? You got game, right? Okay. Bro, I'm so sick right now. I'm so sick, we about to lose to this. I simply forgot. You not make grand merge. He just did. What's up, Phoenix? This card will save me the game. Yeah, what's up, bum? What up, bum? Let's go. Yeah, I got the biggest dick on the board, baby. I got the biggest. Oh, he still went for it. On purpose. Oh, shit. I get a turn. I get a turn. Watch me. I can't slumber that. I forgot. I banished all. How do you? Okay. We have 45 cards in the deck. 1 desires. No more kaijus. Like, in what world? In what world does that happen? Dude, like, seriously, like, that's so improbable. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the chances of that happening are so improbable. Like, mathematically speaking, ridiculously improbable. But you know what? My name is Susu, bro. I would buy a laptop, immediately blue screens when I turn it on. I would eat some lobster soup with 1 piece of lobster in it. I would open up my freezer for ice cream, for everything to be melted. Why wouldn't it? Oh my God. Yo, Pay, you're right, bro. You're right, bro. You gonna plasma me? Are you serious? Wait, did I put a Raigeki in my deck? Did I put a Raigeki in my deck? If I rip a Raigeki, yo, that'd be kind of insane. If I rip a Raigeki, that's kind of insane. Do I know what the set card is? Do I know? Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. Yeah. Yo, suck my dick, dude. Let's go. Suck it. Oh, God, that feels good. Oh, God, yes, that feels good. Oh, God, yes. All right, scoop it up, bro. Scoop it up, brother. I'm gonna need you to scoop it up, bro. Oh, he's pissed. Yo, he's pissed. Bro, this dude is seething from his teeth right now. Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
What's up, guys?
If you haven't subscribed, make sure to click that button right there in the middle.
Also, if you haven't watched that video that YouTube is recommending you, it's probably crazy, all right? Go watch it. This is Susu from HeadtoHead Battles.
Judge for HeadtoHead Battles.
Signing out.